Batman boxing talk, man. Back again. Well, not again because we did last week. It was supposed to be our first episode, but we had some confusion on our first on our first recording. So we back again this week with our first recording of Batman boxing talk. Got my guy Tony, boxing expert, Allan, boxing expert, and myself, Brandon. I like to think that I'm a boxing connoisseur as well. So on this show, we're gonna get into recent and current news in the sport of boxing, as well as we have a section where we do old school versus new school, and we break down a fight between an old school fighter and a new school fighter, and give our opinions and thoughts on who and why we think they would win that fight. And then we have a section at the end called open discussion, where we talk about anything going on in boxing at the time. So now, what we got current, we got the Charlo last week, Jermell fought Coda, and then we got Charlo last night fought Brandon Adams. Guy that won the Contender. I liked him a lot. I'm gonna let Tony give his thoughts on what he thought about the fight.
All right. Well, the first fight, Jermall Charlo, and the guy Brandon Adams. I thought that Jermall Charlo boxed very well.
Mm-hmm.
He used his height and his reach from the outside, but I really liked how Adams actually sometimes used his height against him by getting low,
right?
And coming in and swinging overhand shots, and he was very slippery in the corners.
Right.
He was he's slipping and sliding,
Right.
And, it made Jermell miss a lot of shots. Right. And Jermell was getting frustrated a little bit. I saw his cornerman constantly, telling him, calm down, just box.
Yeah,
box.
But and like I always say, with the Charlos, man, I feel like there's sometimes your aggression can be used against you, and to me, they're too emotional as fighters. If he gets hit, he wants to get it right back, and sometimes that can be dangerous. But the one thing that I saw last night with Brandon Adams was when he did get close to Jermall Charlo. When he got close, Jermall Charlo is uncomfortable fighting on the inside. He's also uncomfortable taking steps backwards. It looked to me like he was only comfortable when he was at that mid-range distance where he can get the full leverage on his shots. But when Adams was getting in close, he looked real uncomfortable, man. And that's the one thing that I wanted to see when it came to him and his brother is how do they deal with adversity when stuff not going in their favor. Because sometimes being emotional like that, you can get off game plan. And as you said, his trainer Ronnie Shields was like, man, just box, use your jab, stop trying to stop trying to knock him out.
Yeah.
Let it come to you.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think he did a good job. Like you said, Adams was doing some good stuff with getting down real low, so that he was getting underneath that uppercut. He was getting up underneath those counter left hooks. I liked him though. That was, like I said, that was my first time seeing him, so I didn't have an assessment on who or why I thought was going to win the fight. But after seeing that, I'm going back. I got to go watch some Brandon Adams now, man.
Yeah. But also, we do got to give him credit for his chin, because you did say that
did.
Charlo feel a little uncomfortable, but he did fight well on the inside with those uppercuts, and he threw some nice little body shots. And Brandon Adams was there for them uppercuts.
He did. Yeah. But it's not what he did. It's the uncomfortability that caught my attention, because if your goal is to fight Canelo and your goal is to fight the Triple G type of fighters like Triple G, who's not going to take a step back, like how do you deal with that? Like, do you get uncomfortable? Do you try to knock him out and get caught with something? Because Triple G hits harder than Brandon Adams. Triple G is a bigger fighter than Brandon Adams. Brandon Adams is a 154-pounder.
That's true. I think that Triple G doesn't want to fight him for a reason, because I do think that Jermall Charlo is more athletic. The Canelo fight, I don't know, because they did some fuckery with the whole, whatever.
Which we gonna get.
We
gonna get into that on the open. We gonna get into that on the open discussion part.
They did some fuckery with that, but Triple G don't want to see him, man. I just an athletic big person with. I mean, and the boy. I mean, he can crack. I don't know if Triple G at this age really want those problems. He even dancing around him even after. Last night's fight. I think he will still not step into the ring with Jermall Charlo. He won't do it. And Jermall Charlo has a belt. They gave him the WBA belt.
I think it's BC.
WBC.
Yes.
I'm sorry, the WBC belt. They gave that to him, because of the Canelo thing. So, I don't think Triple G. Personally, I don't think Triple G beats. I don't think he beats.
I think Triple G is at the point in his career where it's about the money for him, because I think he's to the point where he's on the way out. He's trying to get the big money fights.
Agreed.
I think the same with Canelo. Canelo is only looking for the fights where it's going to bring the money. I don't think, as good as Jermall Charlo is, I don't think at the level of the career that Triple G is and Canelo is, he's feasible for them, because he doesn't bring the money that they would get fighting each other.
You basically saying bigger risk, less
low
reward.
Right.
Oh.
And I don't know. It's like,
but I don't find that as like I said. I mean, I understand from a business standpoint, but I don't see it as an excuse. It shouldn't be an excuse. But I mean, from a business standpoint, I see. But you have several fights that you're supposed to fight under this contract with the Zone. And Jermall, Jermall Charlo should be one of them. Triple G, Canelo was already said. I don't think that's why if Canelo is not going to fight Jermall, I respect him for going up and fighting Kovalev, because I don't want to see him fight Triple G, who's trying to weasel his way into another Canelo fight without fighting anybody of substance.
I agree.
What can Jermall Charlo do to build his profile to get that Canelo fight?
I think he should try to fight Demetrius Andrade,
who fought last night also.
Who looked like trash, in my opinion.
I didn't see the fight. I heard he outboxed that dude for 12 rounds.
He did, but it's like, it's one of those outboxings where I'm trying to think of who I can compare it to. I don't know. As skilled as they say Demetrius Andrade is, I just don't see special. Like, I see good, but I don't see special with Demetrius Andrade. And I know he has a decorated amateur background and all of that stuff, but when you look at him in the professional ranks, his resume, I think Vanis Martirosyan, Willie Nelson, those are the best guys he fought. Selecki did a good job against Daniel Jacobs, but
he didn't do a good job against Demetrius Andrade.
It wasn't as bad as it made it seem. It's just like when you look at the Jermall Charlo fight, you heard by very unanimous decision, but it wasn't like he beat Brandon Adams' ass. You know what I mean? Like, he won the fight. He did what he needed to do to win the fight, but it was a lot of problems being caused for Jermall Charlo in that fight. But when you look at unanimous decision, you assume that he just dogged him. Yeah, he won every round, but every round was close. You see what I mean?
Yeah, he did damn near win every round.
So it's not like when you look at Mikey Garcia, Errol Spence, how Errol Spence won every round, but he beat the shit out of Mikey Garcia.
Right.
You looking at Jermall Charlo winning every round, but every round is close. Now, the one thing I will say about Brandon Adams was he didn't let his hands go as much as I wanted him to, or as much as I would have liked to see him. But he caused a lot of problems. And this is 2 fights in a row that Jermall Charlo has not been Iron Man or Hitman Charlo. The Korobov fight, he had a lot of troubles with the left hand from Korobov. Last night, he had a lot of troubles getting hit with overhand left hands from Brandon Adams.
Yeah, he caught him with a couple of overhands. Yeah.
So when you look at, if you just look at, he won by unanimous decision, you would assume that, he just washed him. But every round was close. Every round was close.
But, I mean, every round was close. If he still lose every round, it's a wash.
on the scorecards. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But looking at the fight, just like how we watched the Mayweather fight, and we was able to say, damn, you know what? I don't know if that was Castillo or if that was Mayweather. It was that way last night. With Errol Spence and Mikey, it was no question. Oh, that's an Earl Spence round. And you gotta also realize he was in Houston, so he was gonna get the benefit of the doubt on every round anyway.
That was my next question.
No, what?
Well, if the fight wasn't in Houston, would it have been possibly a different result?
No.
I think it would have been a different result because I don't think they would have gave him every round. I think he would have won
unanimous decision anywhere.
I think he would have won a unanimous decision, but not 120 to 108.
No, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Maybe not that. I mean, you could have found some rounds to give random out.
Yeah,
but you'd be hard pressed to give him a good 4 rounds.
I could see 4 for Adam.
I couldn't. I saw it. I couldn't. I see. Look, like you said, I saw some close rounds. But I saw some rounds where Jermall Charlo, I keep saying Jermall. Jermall Charlo clearly outboxed him. I saw
agree.
Several rounds that he clearly outboxed him, that he clearly won. Now, there was a few rounds that you could say, okay, you could give Brandon that round, but not even 4 rounds for me.
I heard 4-8. And this because a lot of people gave Jermall Charlo that first round just based off walking forward. But Adams was doing some good stuff in that first round to the point where I felt he edged it. And Jermall Charlo clearly took over in the second round, but then the third round was close again. You see what I'm saying? So anywhere else, you might have had a judge that's like, well, you know what? It's Adams. Can you say you got to realize recognition-wise, a lot of time those judges they go for the more popular fighter anyway. If you the more popular fighter, or you're in your hometown, you're gonna get the nod on majority of the close rounds anyway.
Somebody need to tell Showtime that.
I know, right?
Somebody need to tell Showtime that the popular fighter, usually get the damn nod. Because every little thing that Brandon Adams did well, oh, yeah, he's doing very well with that.
Right.
Oh, you saw how he took that uppercut? It's like, man.
But I think they need that because I don't like when you watch a fight and the commentating is biased.
But it's biased going other ways sometimes.
It's not though because they were giving Jermall Charlo credit for the stuff that he was doing as well.
One thing surprised me last night was Jim Gray in his questioning sort of put Canelo and Triple G out there as ducking Charlo.
Yeah, he did. And it's going to be considered a duck. A duck is a duck.
Okay, so let me ask y'all this, right?
If you look smooth on the surface and you're pedaling like hell underwater, you're a duck.
Okay, so let me ask you this, right? Let me ask you this. The WBC elevated Canelo, right?
You're right.
They elevated him because, let's say Canelo wants to fight Andre next, right? Let's just throw this out there as a idea.
Okay.
Let's say Canelo wants to fight Andre next, right? Charlo's been waiting as the mandatory for probably 2 years, right? A year and a half, 2 years now. If he wants to fight Andre next, Charlo at some point going to start to question the WBC as to why they're not making him fight Canelo, even though Canelo Andre is a unification match, right?
Right.
So to debt all that, I feel like they elevated Canelo to franchise champion so that he no longer has any mandatory duties. And you look out for Jermall Charlo by making him the middleweight champion of the world so that he can't sue the WBC because they're not giving him his shot.
Okay. Wait.
And I'm going to tie that to this. It's no different than what the WBA did when they created a super WBA belt for Floyd Mayweather. And they elevated Keith Thurman to regular middleweight regular welterweight WBA champion. It relieved Floyd Mayweather of all his mandatory duties, so that he could move the way that he wanted to move. But they also took care of Keith Thurman so that he wouldn't sue them or try to find a way to get at them by not giving him his shot.
Okay.
Because one thing the WBC is not going to do is lose out on a $33 million purse every time he fight.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that about what you said. You said previous weeks as far as I don't understand why they did it, but a duck is a duck. I'm gonna tell. No, listen.
Go ahead.
First of all, I've always thought that unification trumps mandatories. So he could have fought Andre without a problem.
That's an illusion, though.
Wait a minute, hold up. And then about that, Floyd Mayweather could have fought and lost that title. Canelo cannot lose the franchise title.
That-
He cannot fight Kovalev or anybody at the middleweight division and they become the franchise champion. He doesn't have a belt now. They just elevated him. They gave him some bullshit title so he could avoid Jermall Charlo and he could do what he wanted to do. He's not going to fight Andre next.
So let me ask you this. So let's say if he fights Andre next, right?
But he's not.
We don't know that.
Why?
Because you have to realize Andre and Charlo just fought last night. So when Canelo announces his next fight, let's say it's Kovalev, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say it's Kovalev. He feels like Kovalev is a bigger money fight than
He wants to fight in September, right?
he fights May and September.
Yeah.
So let's say he fights Kovalev. Because at this point, like I told y'all before, as you can see, the WBC showed you he's bigger than a belt.
Absolutely.
He's
I
big.
agree.
He's bigger than a belt.
That's what they showed.
So in Canelo's eyes, I don't really care about these belts for real. I'm fighting for the biggest fights, legacy, whatever. The fights that's gonna bring in the most money. Kovalev is a bigger money fight than Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andre, right? So let's say he fights Kovalev first, right? Then he says, "Okay, I'm gonna come back down and fight Andre." Sort of like what he did when he went and fought Rocky Fielding at 168, and then came back down and fought Danny Jacobs when nobody said he was. When people said he wasn't gonna fight Danny Jacobs. So let's say he does that and then comes back and fight Andre, right? Mm-hmm. Had they not did that, now you got Charlo waiting for 2 fights.
Well, I'm not even gonna speak on Floyd. Looking at Canelo Alvarez, I don't think he's the type of dude
That's scared of anybody. I don't see it.
His skill set, I honestly don't think Charlo can beat him anyway.
Something under that. Give me that now.
I don't think Charlo can beat him either. Especially, I mean, I've never thought Charlo was good enough to beat Canelo just based on his one dimension. He to me, he's super one dimensional. He's super robotic as far as his offensive attack. Jab, 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 straight right. Jab, jab, jab. You duck under. He gonna try to come. It's predictable, and you saw that last night with Brandon Adams, who's nowhere near as good as Canelo, who was able to get out of the way of a lot of those shots. And Brandon Adams was able to make him miss a lot, but he wasn't able to make him pay. Canelo Alvarez knows how to make you miss and then make you pay for missing. Canelo Alvarez knows how to fight going backwards. Canelo Alvarez knows how to fight going forward. Canelo Alvarez can counterpunch. Canelo Alvarez can lead.
One fight that I think could help raise Jermall Charlo's profile, that fight that we all felt that we were going to get still is him and Danny Jacobs, because no one forgets what happened in that hall between the two of them. So that's a fight I think the public would still be interested in.
I think they would still be interested, but I don't think it would raise his profile anymore because Jacobs lost to Canelo.
Well,
And with that, the hype around the Jacobs and Charlo kind of has died out. You don't hear anybody talking about it anymore.
that's true. That's true.
So, but I think, like I said, the only thing he can do is just keep fighting, keep beating who they put in front of him. If I'm Al Heyman, I put some Mexicans in front of him. I let him beat up on a couple of Mexicans to try to either bring in a fan base that's going to accept him or a fan base that's going to hate him and want to see him lose. That'll make more people watch him. At this point, most of the middleweights are on the zone. Most of the middleweights are in Canelo's back pocket. Everybody's waiting for the Canelo fight. It's just like no different than when Amir Khan wanted to fight Floyd Mayweather. Keith Thurman wanted to fight Mayweather. Sean Porter was calling on Mayweather. Everybody was calling on Mayweather because that was the money fight. That was the fight that everybody wanted to fight. So a lot of these fighters aren't going to risk getting in with Jermall Charlo and messing up their chance to fight Canelo.
But I mean, here again, it's the boxing sanction is killing the sport.
I mean, definitely, and that's one of the things I wanted to talk about in the open discussion.
Right.
But
All right, Allan, do you have anything more to say about the Jermall?
Not the Jermall Charlo fight. I mean, I like I said, from what I saw, I was impressed with the kid. I actually thought because he was getting so low that he would get caught with an uppercut and Charlo was going to catch him eventually. But, I mean, I'm impressed with it.
He caught him several times.
A lot of the uppercuts that he caught him with came in close. But the ones that he was trying to catch him with, like the one he caught J-Rock with, he was slipping too far under him. You gotta realize Jermall Charlo was 6'1", 6 foot.
6 foot.
So and I think Adams was like 5'8".
Now, did I thought I heard something that Adams wasn't making weight at 154, which is why that fight took place.
No. He's a natural 154 pounder, but he said he didn't want to pass up on the opportunity to fight for the middleweight
so
title.
do y'all see him going back down and making any noise?
I see him causing issues for some people at 154, because then his height will be on par. You look at most of the 154 pounders are 5'7", 5'8", 5'9". Lara 5'8", 5'9". Lubin 5'8", 5'9".
Who fought last night? Also.
You know, Lubin fought last night. He looked pretty good too. Like you got the rarities, the Jared Hurds, who's 6 foot 6'1". You know, the Jaime Muguet. I think he's pretty big too, as far as height.
But damn, when is he gonna fight again?
I don't know, but you know he fights on DAZN, so a lot of those. I think he just fought a couple weeks ago.
Did he?
Yeah, but they don't. The one thing I don't like about the DAZN thing is, if you don't have it, you don't know what's going on it. You know, because they don't promote it like Fox promotes.
Yeah, I found out that Andre, when I looked on YouTube,
right,
and it's like,
so the Andre was fighting.
They say, look, on the Andre Selesky undercard live now.
Joseph
I said,
Parker.
wait a minute, hold on.
Yep.
I said, wait, it's live now? I said, so he fights tonight? Yeah, so I didn't even know.
I missed the Joseph Parker fight because I was watching Lubin, and then I was like, I caught the end of the Andre fight after Charlo, but then I went back and watched it. I don't know, man. Okay, so but off of that subject, what about Jermell? What y'all think about Jermell?
I thought Jermell was real impressive last week. I mean, he closed the fight out like he should have.
He stretched out another drink.
I mean, you know, as a fighter that came in short notice, I mean, and you gotta, you know,
he did exactly what he was supposed to do.
Exactly. I think he did exactly what he was supposed to do,
and he looked impressive doing it.
But the thing that I don't want people to get confused with is thinking that because he did that to Cota, he would do it to. That's what he would have done to Tony Harrison that night.
No, not at all.
And I feel like a lot of people get, if that was Tony Harrison, he would have. No, I don't see it.
No, Tony Harrison would have been
a lot more.
But I mean, it was a close fight then. Even though they gave like you were saying about Jermall, even though that was even closer than the fight that you said was close last night. I mean, even though he won on all 3 scorecards,
right? You
can make an argument that Jermell Charlo beat Tony Harrison,
and I agree.
So if he comes in better, I mean, Harrison should come in better too. I mean, but like you said, it's no disputing that was not Tony Harrison in the ring, and it would not have happened that way if it was Tony Harrison.
I think he did.
Whether he beat him or not, because he did hurt Tony Harrison a couple of times in the fight. Whether he beat him or knock him out or not, I wouldn't see it going like that.
Right. Yeah, I think Tony Harrison, his issue, when he was getting knocked out, when Hurd knocked him out, and when was it Willie Nelson that knocked him out the first time? I think his previous knockouts came because of his stamina issues. He was winning. Yeah. The Hurd fight and the other fight before he got caught with a shot. So Tony Harrison's skill has never been in question for me. It's always been his stamina. And it looked as if he paced himself the right way in that Jermall Charlo fight. On top of that, Jermall Charlo no longer boxes now that he's with Derrick James. It's more so a seek and destroy type of style. Whereas with Ronnie Shields, when he was fighting Gabe Rosado and those guys, he was doing a lot more boxing. And I feel like if he was to mesh the two styles, he would be one of the best boxers, if not the best boxer between those weight classes. Because to me, he's more skilled than his brother. His brother's just bigger and more powerful. But I think Jermell's skill set is better than Jermall's.
You think so?
I think so.
Wow.
And it's only because I've seen him do more stuff. When he was with Ronnie Shields, if you go back and look at those early Charlo tapes when he had the cornrows and before he dyed the hair blonde, he was boxing. He was on his toes, catching shots, countering, jabbing off spinning off his jab. He was doing a lot. He was doing a lot more boxing with Ronnie Shields. And now that he's with Derrick James, it look like he's trying to fight like Errol Spence to me.
He probably is. Because his brother was getting, when he was with Ronnie Shields, his brother was getting a lot of the publicity because he was knocking people out. because he had more power. But
right.
I mean, I have seen his brother spin off, and hit people and switch angles too. So that's why I was like, really? But I didn't really see a lot of Jermell when he was with Shield. So
Jermell has fought the better competition too, and that's what I don't think Jermell paid attention to. Yeah, his brother was getting knockouts, but Jermell was fighting the better competition. Okay. That's why Jermell got. You gotta realize, Golden Boy took Jermell. They didn't sign Jermall. When they first came and got them, they signed Jermell.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, but like I said, I think he looked good. I like how he went for the kill after he caught him with the hook. Yeah. When he got up, he threw the throwaway jab to move the glove out the way, straight right down the wild. I call it the Wilder combo. And you see what happened when he threw the Wilder combo. He was stretched out under the ropes. But I can't wait to see that 154-pound division, especially with I think Brandon Adams is going to be getting a lot more fights after that performance. Even though, like you say, on the scorecards it looked like he got washed, but the people that watched the fight know that he was doing work, and I think he's going to have a lot more opportunities at the 154-pound division. I would like to see him in there with Jermell. Yeah. I would like to see him in there with Hurd. I think Hurd might be a little big, but
I think that'd be a good fight for if the Hurd and J-Rock fight is already signed. That might be a good fight.
I think they say he accepted it already.
But I would think that would have been a good fight for Hurd to kind of work some kinks out. Work out a new.
Nah, Slim he ain't not no tune-up.
I'm not saying he's a tune-up, but
Brandon Adams ain't no tune-up.
If Hurd is to develop a jab to change that chin first style, I think Adams would be a good matchup for him.
Because Adams, that would make him worse because Adams' lateral movement, he was getting out of the way of a lot of Jermall's jabs, and Jermall got one of the best jabs in the sport.
Jermall actually hurt him with a jab last night.
Right.
He jabbed like that damn left jab is like a left, like he a southpaw. Yeah.
He got a hit between him, Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G jab.
Him, Triple G. Earl Spence got a good jab. Wilder, when he throws it, got one of the best jabs in the sport. Them four right there. But Jermall, he jabbed crazy. If he feel like you about to come in, he gonna throw a jab. If he feel like you coming, he gonna throw a jab. He don't care. But
he throw jabs as counters sometimes. Yeah. That's how he caught him. He was back there like bow, and it's like whoa. Yeah. You expect to just eat that jab and try to go, but nah. But he dropped J-Rock with the jab.
He did.
Yeah, he dropped
what was that? The second round?
Yep, second round. He dropped J-Rock with the jab. So Jermall jab is on point.
But see, that's one of the things that I feel like he's gonna have to change fighting Canelo, because you can't throw your jab at full speed with all of your might on it against somebody like Canelo, because once he sees that that's what you're doing the whole time, he's gonna adjust to it. And that's one thing I hate about Freddie Roach. Last night, he told Brandon Adams nothing about the fight. Let your hands go. Yeah, but let my hands go and do what? Tell me what you see as the trainer. You're my eyes from the outside of the ring. Tell me what you see. Oh, okay, every time you feint, he's throwing a jab to try to counter what you're doing. Throw a feint to draw his jab out. Step to the right and throw the right hand to try to come over. Let's try that. Let's see what that does. You just saying, oh, let your hands go. Do what, though? Tell me what you see.
Because they might have already worked on this. Right, but I mean, I agree with you. I mean, because he's in the heat of it, maybe he's not thinking. Maybe used to fighters that think. But look, if you see what he's supposed to do, don't just tell him let his hands go. We worked on this. You know what to do when he throw that jab. When he feint, throw the jab. Come over the top. We worked on this.
But the thing is, just because you worked on it in training camp doesn't mean that that's what Jermall Charlo's doing. You see what I mean? Yeah. So at this point, break down what you see. Yeah. It's just like a basketball coach. If I'm running a point and my coach say, B, they overloading on the right, you know what I'm saying, do this, do that. That's what you're a coach. That's what you're supposed to do. Don't just say, that's like saying, just go out there and shoot the ball. Like, no, tell me what you see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that about Freddie Roach. Now, Virgil Hunter, he'll break it down. He'll tell you, oh, you see when he's throwing the right, he's leaning a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Do something to draw the right and, tell him what to do. Coach him. Be the coach. I hate that about Freddie Roach, man. I don't understand how he's won Coach of the Year or Trainer of the Year, whatever the hell it is, so many times, man.
Association. I mean, hell.
That was on Manny Pacquiao's back.
That's true.
That was Manny Pacquiao's back. Yeah. That's what that was.
So now, what? What would you like to see next for Jermall and Jermell?
Jermall, I would like to see actually, like I said, I would love for Jermall to fight. If Canelo's not fighting Andre next, I would love for Jermall to unify. But Andre said after his fight,
He wants Canelo.
yeah, he want Canelo. You heard he said, look, fuck that WBC shit. That's basically saying I don't even want to fight Jermall Charlo.
I don't even think it's that. I just think that people know that the money fight is with Canelo. Yeah. And my thing is,
so you think
Canelo
he
can't be
wants to fight?
ducking everybody. Like, okay,
No.
so if he fights Andre, they're gonna say, oh, he ducked Charlo. He fought Jacobs. They say, oh, he ducked Charlo and Andre. He fought Triple G. They say, oh, he don't want Danny J. Like, he can only fight one person at a time.
No, where he fought Jacobs, I didn't hear too many people say that he was ducking anybody. Because before then they were saying it, but when he fought Jacobs, they said, okay, let's see, he fights the Jacobs fight, okay. Because Jacobs is respected. If he fought Andre or Charlo, neither are going to be talking about he's ducking Andre except for Andre. And I don't even think, because Charlo, last night, he didn't even campaign really for a Canelo fight.
He didn't.
He said, he said Canelo, when they tried to, shade Canelo, he actually took up for Canelo.
Right.
And Triple G, actually.
Well, this is what that made me think about something else. Being that the WBC gave him the belt, that might have been part of the stipulation. You can't be calling out Canelo. I mean, it's
I don't want to go with the antics of what could have been. We don't know that. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't want to put out that, the WBC told Charlo not to call out Canelo if they get. I don't.
But were you surprised? Because he's normally very emotional when it comes to stuff like that, and he was real chill last night.
Yeah, he just fought at home with something that he always wanted to do. He wanted to win the middleweight belt. I mean, he got the middleweight belt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
did he win it or was it? It was given to him.
Yeah.
See that right there. I mean.
But I mean, look, in the aspect of Jermall and Andre fighting next, fighting either one of those next, Brandon made a perfect point like a week or so ago when me and him discussed it.
Mm-hmm.
He said, neither one of them. A Canelo fight is a big fight.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not like a regular fight. A regular fight, yeah, they could have fought last night and be ready in September. A Canelo fight
Has to be built.
press,
Right.
built. Neither
Tools.
one of them are going to be ready to fight Canelo in September.
Okay, agreed.
Yeah. So therefore, he's not done. I'm just glad that Canelo is not fighting
Triple G.
Triple G. Yeah. That's what I'm just glad. I don't look. As long as Canelo, like I said, is not fighting him, I would accept Canelo fighting a goddamn bump at 160 than fighting Triple G again, because Triple G is trying to weasel his way around. Look, they've thrown Andre at Triple G, said if you fight Andre, you can get the Canelo fight. If you fight Jermall, you can get the Triple G fight. He is like, I'm not fighting neither one of them. I'm just going to get the Canelo third fight, and that's some bitch shit.
Yeah, and like I said, I've been saw through the Triple G thing. I knew he wasn't real. Like, I mean,
So you say HBO just proper?
yeah, as they always do. As they always do.
I watched that. I think I sent it to y'all, that last broadcast of HBO, and they went through the years and everything. And the last fighter they actually showed, and it was funny to me, was Triple G. Triple G and Klitschko, because I think those two were the ones that they basically
said held the belts the longest.
Yeah, they pushed them to a lot, and I said, this was y'all in,
and the thing,
y'all came to an end because y'all put everything on these foreign fighters.
And the thing is, you push Klitschko, and Klitschko rarely fought in America.
Really,
you push somebody who is fighting overseas, whereas the American people gotta be in the house at 4:00 on a Saturday afternoon to watch Klitschko. Nobody, people out, having cookouts, doing, running errands with their families. Nobody's in the house at 5:00 to watch, a
they
Klitschko
used to
fight.
rebroadcast it, but you already knew the results.
Yeah, you already
You're
know.
like this.
Oh,
Klitschko fought? Oh, he won?
Oh, okay.
I'll watch it.
We're watching
I'll
it
watch
at 10.
replay, yeah, at 10. But
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah. It's no big deal. Yeah, but I mean, they went with that European narrative though.
And they always have, man.
All white. That's why, like you said, Floyd left him.
Tyson left. Tyson went to Showtime. They pushed the Lennox Lewis thing. Tyson left, went to Showtime. So like,
Yeah, they did push Lennox.
Yeah.
Carried him. Well, the only one they really gave respect to was Roy.
No, they didn't. Well, Larry Merchant used to. I mean, was it Merchant?
Yeah,
Merchant. You don't remember when Roy was in the wrong? He was like, "Yeah, for all my haters, y'all, you too." You know what I'm saying? Like they used to hate on Roy too.
But look, you could say that they never really hated on Roy, but how popular was Roy with them? They never really promoted like real big.
They didn't really promote.
For the skill set, you right.
If you dark,
for his skill set, he should have been as big as. You right. Much should have been. He should have been a household name. He should have been a household name, no question.
But let's transition into the part of the show that
you've been
waiting for,
and you will lead off.
Old school versus new school.
And this week's matchup, we have Deontay Wilder,
the Bronze Bomber,
the Bronze Bomber
versus
Iron
Mike Tyson. And Brandon will lead this off, clearly going for Deontay Wilder.
I don't know that yet, though. See, y'all don't know that yet. Y'all don't know.
I know.
Let me give my analyzation of this thing real quick. Okay. So like I told Allan yesterday, I've been doing some serious studying, man, because I didn't want to come in here with, because Deontay Wilder got a right hand, and here, what I know y'all about to tell me as far as, Tyson, his technique was. I get it. But I did some studying. I went back and I specifically watched all of the fights before while he was with Bill Caton and Kevin Rooney, because that's what Mr. Allan wanted me to do. Because after those guys left, he was no longer Tyson.
Well, do you agree with that?
I don't.
Did you see the difference in the head movement when he started to walk in after they left, instead of just, like trying to slip his way in, when he just thought that he can just walk in and, and just take a punch and just beat somebody up?
I did see a difference.
Okay.
But what I also saw was, even though he was doing a lot of the side-to-side head movement, I was trying to find somebody that he fought that was close to 6'7". The highest I think I could find was like 6'5". Mm-hmm. And even the 6'5" guy, what was his name? Tubbs? Was it Tubbs?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Tubbs.
I think it was Tubbs.
Tony Tubbs.
I think it was
6'5".
How tall was he? Was it Tubbs?
Can we do this first?
I think it was Tubbs.
Okay, what?
To help this argument. You break down power and speed. I mean, we know Deontay Wilder got the height.
So you want to do like a power speed?
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
as far as dimensions, Deontay Wilder has all the advantages.
Well, height, we know the 6'7".
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know if Deontay Wilder ever fought anybody 5'11" either. You got to think about that.
I seen him fight somebody 6 foot. Though,
yeah, but 5'11", and then did they fight like Mike? Do they get low? Because Mike get low, and look, Deontay Wilder got to throw down, and if he missed that shot,
this is the thing.
But
that
go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
You good. Yeah. This is the thing that I saw with Tyson. So let me give out the descriptions. You got Deontay Wilder, 6'7". Mm-hmm. I think his biggest weight was what, 225, his last fight? Yeah. So you say 225. I think he's at his best at 225.
I agree.
Then you got Tyson, 5'11". I think he's at his best, like between 215, 220.
Yeah.
So let's say 218. Mm-hmm. So you got Tyson, 5'11", 218, Wilder, 6'7", 225. Mm-hmm. Right? You got, I think Wilder got like an 84-inch reach. Mm-hmm. And Tyson's is, what, 69? Mm-hmm. I think it was 69.
69, this might be 68. Mm-hmm.
My breakdown of the fight is, I can see Tyson starting off super fast, bobbing, weaving, slipping, trying to get in. But one thing I saw in Wilder's fights is, unlike the guys that Tyson fought, a lot of those guys allowed Tyson to get to them by bobbing and weaving and not moving their feet. A lot of them would just stand there, try to jab in the same place, and Tyson was able to bob and weave under their punches, but they wasn't creating the space with their feet. When I look at Wilder creates the space with his feet. when he feels that you're getting into a range and you can reference the Luis Ortiz fight or Luis Ortiz or
Areola,
Chris Areola, Arthur Spilka.
Stavern.
You can Stavern was more on the back foot too. But when you look at, like, I like to use the Luis Ortiz fight because Luis Ortiz was closing the gap using his parry and using his head movement. So when I looked at Luis Ortiz, every time Luis Ortiz took a step forward, Wilder took a step back. Every time Ortiz took a step forward, Wilder he kept that space to where as though he was comfortable if he wanted to land, but he wouldn't get hit if Ortiz threw something back. I haven't seen anybody do that with Tyson. And I get it. Tyson was like a rabid pit bull. He was fast. He was aggressive. But I also saw that Tyson likes to get in clinches with bigger guys and wrestle and move the arms so that he can get off his hook to the body and his uppercut combination, the switching the stances that Allan like to talk about. I just don't see him being able to get inside of Wilder's jab. And this is if Wilder is at his best. I'm doing this considering that both people are at their best. I'm not taking a Deontay Wilder that was only trying to knock out Tyson Fury, and I'm not taking the Mike Tyson that got knocked out by Riddick Bowe. I'm taking the best Tyson.
Not Riddick Bowe.
I mean, not Riddick Bowe. Lennox Lewis. I'm sorry.
Definitely. Yeah. Well.
Lennox Lewis. I'm taking the best Tyson and the best Wilder. And if Wilder's pumping his jab like he was doing in the second Stavern fight, if he's pumping his jab like he was doing...
You mean in the first Stavern fight?
No, in the second Stavern fight. If you go back and watch that first round, he threw about 6 to 7 piston-like jabs before he pumped his chest, turned around and hit him with the 1-2, dropped him.
Yeah, but in the first one, Stavern couldn't get off that jab.
Which I agree.
I think that was one of Wilder's, not even cut you off, but that was one of Wilder's best performances in the first Stavern fight because, like I said, I've been following Deontay Wilder, but because he hadn't really fought anybody of substance, you know, actually Stavern was favored to win that fight.
I know.
But I was nervous because I wanted Deontay Wilder to win. But when he came out and he used his jab, and I was like this, if you stick with that, you could beat this dude. Yeah. Because he ain't all Stavern doing walking forward, but he couldn't get past that jab when he threw the jab.
That fight when he fought Stavern the first time, also the right hand was.
It was right hand. I think he hurt his right hand early on in the fight.
Okay, so he had to use the jab.
I mean, will you finish your thoughts though? Because I cut you off.
Go ahead, because you're going to forget what you about to say, so go ahead. I know you. Go ahead, you're going to forget what you about to say.
Yeah, you know him. He would be like, I don't know.
Every time Deontay Wilder fights, what's something that we all say? We all say there's a chance he could lose because his boxing skill isn't where we think it should be as a champion. That's why we give Fury.
No, I don't say that every fight. I said that with Ortiz and Fury. So I don't say that.
But that's when he really stepped up in competition.
That's when he stepped up in competition. But I'm saying that narrative is always there when he fights. That he's not that master boxer.
Yeah, but Tyson's not the master boxer that Ortiz is either. Tyson is not the master boxer that Tyson Fury is either.
Okay,
like I said, if we talking about Lennox Lewis or somebody else, then it's a different story. But Tyson versus Wilder.
That's okay. That's. But what I'm saying is this: to beat Mike Tyson at his best, you have to know what you're doing. And you cannot make mistakes. What you just talked about, backing up, that's actually working in Mike Tyson's favor.
It is, but it's not, because backing up at 6'7" is different than backing up at 6'2".
He's taking bigger strides. But let me ask you, when we talk about the jab, would you say that Deontay Wilder throws a better jab than Carl the Truth Williams did?
When he's throwing it, yes.
No.
When he's throwing it, yes.
No. Do you know who Carl Truth Williams
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
If you say that, you don't know who he is.
I do.
The man's reputation was built.
I get it.
I get it. Okay, but go ahead. Let's not sidetrack because we're gonna sidetrack.
Once again, I'm taking the best Wilder.
It's not his best. His best night.
I'm talking pure boxing skill.
Carl the Truth Williams has one of the best jabs considered damn near in heavyweight history. If you know him, if you know about him, you wouldn't have said what you just said. I known Deontay Wilder at his best, seen his jab, and it's not better than Carl the Truth Williams.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Are you talking about the amount of times that he throw it,
No,
or the effect that he have with it?
His weapon. He won fights with that.
Wait a minute. He has a good point.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
If he's just looking at the effectiveness of it, then it's like a wash when Deontay Wilder.
Okay. But also Pinkman Thomas.
But I mean, I'm talking about like I mean, come on, you've been in the gym, bro.
Right.
You know, look, a guy can throw his jab out there, but if he's not a good jabber, right? Or he's like an amateur jabber, wide stance like Deontay Wilder doing this, you like, oh, I can get to him, right? Or somebody like you, look, they sit there.
Right.
They be like this. Oh, he gonna be a problem.
Right.
Carl the Truth Williams was a problem.
But see, this is the one thing that I notice about Deontay Wilder. The fact that he has a bazooka on the right hand and the way that he throws his jab, it allows people to think that they can get in.
Absolutely.
And
true.
that's the reason why he plants people to the canvas with that bazooka.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, we're talking boxing. We're talking about
yeah,
strategizing.
cut you off, Allan.
We're talking about strategizing.
Okay.
Mike Tyson, he's in the gym now, doing what they do to train for a fight.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at Deontay Wilder.
Mm-hmm.
What's one thing that we see? We see that yes, he uses his jab to try to set up the right hand.
Mm-hmm.
You feint him and he throw that right hand. Mike Tyson was a great counterpuncher.
And see, that's the thing. If you notice, Wilder normally only throws the right hand when the shot is there. He'll pump it, he'll feint it, or if he think he got it, he'll feint it. I've never seen him what is it? Throw the right hand in fear. Like I've never seen him, oh, he coming, let me throw the right. I've never seen him do that. And that takes me to my next point.
Okay.
Mike Tyson's biggest weapon was what he did before he got in the ring. Anybody know what I'm talking about?
What you talking about? Intimidation?
Intimidation. That was his biggest weapon. His biggest weapon was he scared the shit out of you before he even put his gloves on you.
I think his biggest weapon was his left and his right hand, which he had power in both and speed in both.
Well, Brandon, because that intimidation came for a reason.
Exactly.
I get it, but
people
watch this.
saw it. Look, just like look. I'm gonna tell you right now, whether you believe it or not, that's one of Deontay Wilder's biggest weapons because he knocks people senseless, and they know he can knock their head off. So don't tell me that when they get in the ring and he come walking with that motherfucking mask on, that it ain't gonna be a problem.
Preach. Make my point for me. Preach.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson ain't gonna buying that.
So and my thing is when Wilder doesn't buy his and he doesn't buy Wilder's,
they gonna go.
What happens?
Okay, now I mean, are you finished?
Go.
Okay. You said I have seen Mike Tyson.
Wait, I got one question.
Okay,
wait. One question. When you talk about competition, you'll sit there and say, "Well, who would Tyson fought?" Has Deontay Wilder seen anything close to a Mike Tyson?
No, but I don't think Tyson saw anything close to Wilder either. I can confirm that, concur that.
Well, nobody's ever seen anything
each other.
like nobody's ever seen anything like Deontay Wilder. Okay, I mean, look. Okay, first of all, look, skill. I'm gonna give to Mike Tyson because Mike Tyson, how he was trained.
I agree.
And you said that you've never seen Mike. I've seen people back up. Mike have practiced when people back up and move their feet. He's slipping, he's coming, he's slipping, he's coming. I know what Deontay Wilder will do if his strides ain't doing. Deontay Wilder will turn his ass and run from Mike Tyson to get the distance. I've seen him do that.
And that's another thing.
And that's a tactic. That's a good tactic.
And not only that, I'm going to add on to what you're going to say, and I'm going to let you go ahead. Another thing I see from Deontay Wilder that Tyson's opponents didn't do, Wilder never backs straight up. He always backs up at an angle or going in a circle. So a lot of those dudes, when they was backing straight up, yeah, Tyson was able to run underneath their punches because they moving in a straight line. But Wilder, when he's backing up, if you notice, he's constantly turning. He's always turning. And he got that lead hand out there, that front line of defense out there.
Oh, no, I ain't see that.
Go watch it.
I seen some of it, but I also saw a lot of him backing straight up. but because he takes wider steps,
right?
He can get away. And I've seen him like run straight back,
right?
Like so you get away from him,
and
what I'm
then
saying?
reset itself.
And then reset itself. And
he did that in the Ortiz fight.
So what I see is Wilder. I mean, to me, if Tyson's able to get on the inside, I'm not gonna say who. Like if Mike Tyson's able to get on the inside, Deontay Wilder will pay dearly.
I don't know because I have seen Deontay Wilder tie up. I have seen Deontay Wilder.
But Deontay Wilder, look, I have not seen too many people other than Ortiz for a few rounds go to Deontay Wilder's back. What Deontay Wilder does do when he gets hit, he covers up here. All of this is open. That's all Mike is concentrating on. I'm telling you, he will pay dearly for that. Now, if he can catch Mike, right? Mike come, and he catch him with that right hand, fight's over.
And this is what I want to say, and I'm gonna tell you why I agree with that.
Fight's over because I'm gonna tell you, even though he might not knock Mike down, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen.
He do days
Mike going like this, boom. He like this, and it's over.
When he gets hit,
Mike gonna freeze.
Mike will freeze,
and
Deontay Wilder is not going to be a goddamn razor rudder.
And this is my thing. And this is my biggest.
With a good shot, and he's sitting there like this, and Deontay Wilder just looking at him like, "What do I do next?"
Yeah.
No, Deontay Wilder gonna try to take his head off.
And this is my biggest gripe with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is a quitter. When it's not going in his favor, he's going to do something to bail himself out of the fight.
Again, that was in a much later time in his
career. I don't care.
Against
you know what? But
I
you know
against
what?
Holyfield when he bit him.
When he bit him, he tried to break Andrew Galata's arm when Andrew Galata was working him in the first couple.
But he didn't look. He didn't lose that Galata fight, did he?
No, but that's not the point. The point is what I'm saying is it's kind of like the thing that I'm saying about Charlo. Tyson was an emotional type of fighter.
I agree.
And when he felt that, oh man, it's not. Look at his face when he was losing to Holyfield. It was like, oh shit, like I don't know what to do.
I agree. If things get nitty gritty and it's a close fight, and it ain't going necessarily Mike's way, that Deontay Wilder better watch out in the clutch because he might try to break his arm.
And not only that, Mike Tyson.
Or he might bite his arm. He might bite his leg. He might bite him in the stomach.
And the thing is, I think Wilder mentally is there. If Mike bite him, he gonna try to break his ass. He gonna try to and that's the thing that I feel like gives Wilder that edge because he's not afraid of Tyson. I don't think he would be afraid of Tyson. I don't think
hell no, he wouldn't be
a lot of the stuff that Tyson was able to do. Imagine if Tyson bit Wilder's ear. You think Wilder gonna jump around like Holyfield did?
Yeah.
Man, hell no. He probably try to.
Yeah. Somebody bite your damn ear off. You gonna be like, what the fuck are they doing?
Nah.
Then Wilder gonna try to kill him.
He not gonna snitch them. No, Wilder gonna go over there and try to break his face or push him over the
jump first. I'm trying to tell you because you ain't expecting somebody to bite your ear off. I'm sorry, man. I'm not giving you that. Wilder is going to flick the fuck off first and tell the referee, "Did you see that? What the hell?"
Man, nah, he ain't gonna say that.
Ear out.
He ain't gonna say that. I'm telling you. Once he see that, Wilder gonna see blood. Wilder tell you.
You know what? That will always stay. I mean, as great as a career as Mike Tyson had up to.
Yeah, and that's
you can always use that against Mike Tyson because he's
always,
never look. I can say that all this stuff happened. We still going? I can say that all this stuff happened when after Rooney left and Customato died, who kept him calm, but he never really faced the type of adversity. So we don't know because me and my brother always used to say that, man, if this dude lose, he probably go crazy.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened when he started to lose. I mean, other than the Buster Douglas thing where I don't even think he was like.
And not only that,
he ain't even trained for that shit.
I give Wilder credit for his focus. See, Tyson's focus, and you're going to say, oh, it was because Customato wasn't alive when he won the title.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep using the Customato thing.
Can't. No,
Customato was dead when he won the title.
Yeah, but we can use room.
We could.
You can give him excuses if you want to, but I'm not.
But again, I see what he's saying. We're making excuses. It's up to you as a man. If you're going to fight, if this is going to be the sport, respect the sport. He didn't respect the sport because even if Rooney left, you're still in the sport.
Right.
At this point, you're making money now. And you're winning on the intimidation. But when you stepped up in competition, when you stepped up with a guy that mother just passed and said, I'm gonna give it my all tonight.
This for my mother.
You didn't step up. That man stepped up to you and you didn't step up. Whether you trained or not, your skill set did not win you that fight. And you didn't get the rematch for whatever reason. Well, no, that's...
He didn't get the rematch because Holyfield went in there and worked him.
Yeah,
but still, something should be taken away from him for the fact that he didn't respect the sport. And Razor Ruddock, although it was a tough fight, it was a fight where you fought a limited opponent.
I was watching something...
God damn,
I know.
No, I'm saying...
Okay,
you saying all
but character, I mean, character-wise...
I give that to Wilder.
I
give Wilder character. I give his skill set to Mike. And you talk about hand speed. He does not match Mike with hand speed.
Yeah, but
I give the height and the reach, of course, to Wilder. But Wilder is not. Look, the thing.
Hand speed matters.
No.
What set? Okay, let me ask you this. What offsets hand speed?
Timing.
Okay.
But Wilder ain't got great time.
Yes, he do.
Not on everything.
Let me ask you this.
Jab to keep him out.
Let me ask you this. In order to knock out or knock down everybody that's been in the ring with you, you gotta have some type of timing, right or wrong.
So you can say Mike gotta have great time.
Everybody that was in the ring with him has not been knocked down.
But Tony, if they were to actually fight, we talk about the great fights, and what carries great fights on is after skill. I mean, after 6-7 rounds, it's all about character.
And that's my last. That's my last argument.
If Mike Tyson didn't put this man down
in
within 8 rounds,
within 4,
and that fight got into those championship rounds,
Wilder gonna win.
Have we seen Mike Tyson?
Pinkton Thomas, he beat the shit out of Pinkton Thomas for like 7-8 rounds before he knocked him out. Before he knocked Pinkton Thomas out, he beat the shit out of him for like 7-8 rounds.
Okay, what about?
It was past 4 damn rounds.
What about James Bone Crusher? Was it James Bone Crusher Smith that went the distance with him?
Yeah, but he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I don't see that with Wilder.
See, you can say what you don't see.
The reason why, because we talking about Pinkton Thomas. Did Pinkton Thomas have a dynamite in his right hand?
No, but he had a hell of a jab.
Did he have a Wilder?
And he had decent punching power.
The Bone decent and Wilder is different.
The only thing Wilder is got to.
No, ain't no only thing. That's not the only thing.
Yes, it is.
That's the thing.
As far as skill, though,
but Mike got the thing in both hands.
No,
you keep negating like Mike. Let me tell you something. You keep negating that. Hold up.
But he don't have. It took Tyson an accumulation of punches.
No.
Body, head. Body, head.
No, he knocked a lot of people out. Knocked a lot of people out. Yeah, hooks and everything. Let me tell you something.
After punishment, though, Wilder.
No, not after punishment.
Man, I've seen him knock people out with one hook, man.
Yep.
Knocked out.
Yep, and not after punishment. I seen him get angles on people and hit people. Like I said, you sitting there thinking that Wilder, you don't know if Wilder's going to take those shots. I know that Mike Tyson will be hurt if Wilder catches him flush. But catching him flush, we're talking about at their best, Mike Tyson is a better fighter than Deontay Wilder. You know it.
You talking about as far as skills?
Yes, right.
I agree.
Skill. Okay.
But I don't care.
Okay.
You heard what Wilder said, right? You got to be perfect for 12. I only got to be perfect for 2
he
seconds.
Said that against goddamn.
That's against anybody.
No, he said that.
That's against anybody.
He said that against some feather-fisted 6'9" dude that dance around and wants to be Ali, who wear goddamn girl booty shorts.
That's against anybody.
That's who he said it against. He said it against somebody 6'9", feather-fisted, dances around, wants to be Ali. Wants to be the white Ali and wears girl booty shorts.
You guys keep saying. I mean, yes, Wilder has power, but I mean, if he
says it like that's the end all be all.
It is.
Even if he hits Mike Tyson with that shot, I'm telling you,
Mike not getting up.
I don't think Mike's even going down. I agree he might freeze, but I mean, it ain't no automatic. He landed that shot.
Wilder has landed the shot before.
Not clean.
No, you keep saying not clean,
Not
but
clean.
look.
Brandon.
Stop giving excuses. Has
Not
he
clean.
landed? No, answer the person. Has he landed the shot before and people not gone down?
When he lands it clean.
Has he? No, we're not saying. Has he landed the right hand before and people not go down? I've seen him
Not
hit
clean.
people. Look, I've seen him hit people with the right hand and they do this.
Not clean.
No, it's a clean shot.
If
They
it catch it
roll
on
with
the glove or if it's grazing, it's not clean.
No, I'm talking about bam.
No, you ain't never seen that.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
We ain't never seen that.
Let me
Yes,
ask you
I
this.
We ain't never seen
With
that.
this going on, and you looking for that shot,
Let me tell you something. Look, he came straight through the middle in the first round fight and hit him with the shot, and he ain't go down.
Not
Straight.
clean.
Yes, it did. It came straight through the glove. Bam! They
He
showed
set
it in
him
the slow
down.
motion.
He
No,
set him
didn't.
down
He
with
did not
that
set him
one. Boom,
down.
boom. His little
No,
dread
he
piece
didn't.
popped up.
He did not set him down. I saw him
He
hit him
set
with several
boom,
of those.
boom.
I saw him hit him
But
with
watch
several
this.
of
That
those.
he also said his right hand was hurt in the second round.
he did.
Oh, so when we give him an excuse now?
No, I'm saying when it's clean.
Okay, so we giving him an excuse.
When
now.
it's
Since
clean.
y'all talking about
We
giving
talking about the
excuses.
best Wilder and the best Tyson. The best Wilder is not a hurt right hand Wilder.
Okay, I give you that, but the best Mike Tyson, I don't really see getting hit with that right hand.
Maybe not round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And that fight might be over in 1, 2,
No,
3,
it
4,
won't.
and 5. See, you out of your
don't
mind.
see it.
Because
Yeah.
the one thing that you
don't
have
to
not
see it.
seen
Yeah.
is somebody attack
Yes, I
Deontay
have.
Wilder's body
So-
like
No,
Mike
you
Tyson
haven't.
will.
No, you haven't. No, you haven't.
No, you
No, you
haven't.
haven't.
You've
You
not
have
seen
not.
that. And like he said, that defense, don't give him this. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Man,
He
all
will
I'ma
fold
say-
him.
All I'm gonna say
He will
is,
fold him in half. All of that lean body, because that's all Deontay Wilder
I have
do when he gets
seen
hurt.
Wilder's will. I've seen
Brandon,
Wilder.
if you was to fight Wilder,
Yeah.
what are you gonna go after? What are you gonna try to get to?
At this point, I don't know. I need a whole year worth of training camp of thinking and processing this shit. 8 weeks ain't enough.
Stop it. you want to kill his rib.
Yes,
I
you
need
are.
a
You gonna
full
want to
year.
kill his rib to bring him down to you and hit him with an up.
I need a full year worth.
And Mike's famous shot was the
Yeah, but that uppercut at 6'7" might not land like it is on
the
somebody
body
6'2".
shot is gonna bring him down to 6'4", and his head is going back in the
He
air.
coming up. Yeah, he coming down.
He coming
He
down.
getting in with that
He
shot.
get folded,
All right,
he coming down.
All right. Okay, look. Okay. Brandon, you laid your thing out. Allan, you laid yours out. I laid mine out. Brandon, you picked Wilder, right?
I picked Wilder in a late stoppage.
Okay. Allan.
I picked Tyson in 6 rounds. The body attack brings Deontay Wilder down, and he finishes him in 6.
And I know we talked about the character, but again, when Mike Tyson was hungry, he was a much different fighter. And that's not an excuse. Because, I mean, you grew up around Riddick Bowe, and you'll say the same thing. When Riddick Bowe was hungry, much different fighter.
Wilder will stretch Riddick Bowe too. Simple as that.
He said it. Yeah, he said it.
I said it. You heard
Well,
it.
you said at his best?
At his best.
Wow.
And Bowe only been down once and only lost one fight. And one thing for sure, two things for certain. Wilder hit him, he stretches him. Wilder hits Holyfield, he stretches him. Wilder hit
That's why.
Ali,
No, let me
he
tell you
stretches
something. Let
him.
me tell you something.
I'm
Let me
telling
tell you
you.
something. Like I said before. Uh-oh. Is that you? Like I said before, I can put Wilder because of his power in any era. Not saying that he would beat everybody.
And I
but
agree.
But he can compete in any era. What Deontay Wilder has done. Okay, first let me get up with this. I think the best Mike Tyson beats Deontay Wilder.
Easily.
No.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to hear what you was going to say.
No. But what Deontay Wilder has done with taking into consideration that the man was like 18, 19, 20 when he picked up boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It's not his first sport.
Mm-hmm.
He has knocked down every fucking
soul.
opponent that has been in the ring with him, has tasted the canvas.
You can't take that away from him. You got to give him
He won
credit
a
for-
bronze medal. He went to the Olympics. We're not talking about
Golden Gloves.
Golden Gloves championships, national championship. No, he won a fucking bronze medal in the Olympics
With a right hand.
with a right hand
And a jab.
He won a bronze medal, Olympic bronze medalist, and he started boxing at, like I said, it was either 19
I think
or
it was
20.
19.
19, yeah, 19 years old. The boy started boxing at 19 and won a bronze medal. He is gifted.
He is.
Bottom line.
And this is the thing. If you're looking for me to tell you that Deontay Wilder is the most skilled boxer or the best boxer ever, you're not going to find that with me. But what I will tell you is, like he said, he only got to be perfect for 2 seconds.
And that's true.
And that's the part.
That's the bottom line.
So when you look at Tyson came out fast, jab, punches to the body, crazy. Wilder only got Tyson was perfect for 2, 3, 4 rounds. Wilder only need to be perfect.
Yeah, but
for
I don't know. But see, but
seconds.
I'm saying, but look, you think about this. Okay, look. Think about if your boy Tyson Fury had more punch power, or decided to sit down on his power more. I mean, sit down on his punches more, because I really do think that Tyson Fury could punch if he actually decided to sit down on his punch, because his height and his weight says that he should be able to knock somebody out.
Now let me ask you this: why do you think he didn't sit down on his punches? Because he sat down on his punches against Tom Schwartz.
Yeah.
So why do you think he didn't sit down on his punches?
No, because I mean that's the way he boxed though.
No, because why though?
Huh?
Why you
Against
think he sit
Wilder?
down? Why you think he sit down on his punches against Wilder?
That's the way he boxed.
He didn't box like that against
That's just
Schwartz.
because he wanted to show something. But everybody else before then, that's what he did.
Not everybody else before they fought Steve Cunningham.
He didn't sit down on his punches with Klitschko.
Because Klitschko got the ability to push a lights up. That's what I'm saying. And guess what? Speaking of Tyson Fury, what did he say at the press conference after the fact? They said, "How did you get up?" He said, "I don't know." That's the hardest puncher in the history of the sport.
He ain't been hit by everybody.
I know, yeah, but he can only go by his history.
Hey, look.
His history says that Elmer got a nuke on his right hand. Tyson Fury don't remember. He was like, what was that? How'd you get up? They had to tell Tyson Fury you got
said,
up.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They be like, he was like, I was down.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, but the fact is, he got up. And not only did he get up,
but he
won the rest of the round.
Can't say that per se. It was close.
No, he did win the rest.
I don't know if he won definitively the rest of the round.
He got up and whipped his ass when he got up.
It was close.
That's the straightest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he did not get up stumbling enough. He got straight up like this, like, all right.
He got up and
Had
whipped
some
his
of that stuff
ass.
up his nose.
He did. I'm trying to tell you. That's how he got up.
But this is the thing, though. Most referees, once they just seen him sleep or grimacing, as Jack Reese said, they don't want to hand wave the joint off. They'd have been like,
it would have been a wave off. It would have been done.
The fact that Deontay Wilder and to anyone who's
and the
listening
power
to this,
carried to the 12th.
please
That's the crazy
don't
thing
think that we're dissing Deontay Wilder, because I admire the man. I do.
I ain't gonna never let him diss Wilder.
I admire the man. And
I don't give a fuck who we talking about.
You have to admire the fact that 42 fights in, this man still gets in the ring and does what he do. He hasn't lost his hunger. In fact, he seems more hungry now than he was in the beginning, and that is a very hard thing to do once you get the money in your
I'm mad
pocket.
that the man got a blemish on his record.
What makes it a blemish, though?
That draws a blemish to me, because Tyson Fury should have been counted as a knockout.
It should have been, but like I
I'm
said,
saying, I'm mad that they get. Look,
I'm glad it wasn't, though. You want me to tell you why? I'm gonna tell you why I'm glad it wasn't.
A draw.
Because of how good the fight was, and because
it
of
wasn't a good fight.
I think it was,
You know
man.
what? I think Tyson Fury was outboxing him for the most part of the damn fight.
I think he was
Other than-
manipulating. He was manipulating.
Other than when Deontay Wilder touched him up, and I think it would have. I mean, look, Tyson Fury's whole look. He owes. Deontay Wilder, he owes his life to that $100 million. You know, potentially, I think it's a potential $100 million contract with ESPN. To Deontay Wilder, the whole thing is he got up.
Right.
That's the whole thing.
They did when they was promoting the Schwartz fight. They was showing videos of him getting knocked down and getting up. They was promoting the fight by him getting his ass knocked out and getting up. They didn't say he outboxed the hell out of him for 8 rounds, or he outboxed him for 10 rounds.
Nope.
They promoted him getting up.
Well, and leading into this discussion, we talked about Arum and those tactics, and you made reference as to with Pacquiao and Mayweather that he used Mayweather's name to build Pacquiao.
Yeah, Bob Arum's whole motive is.
But he wasn't fighting with Bob Arum before, was he? Before the Wilder fight, I don't think he was.
Who you talking about, Fury?
Yeah.
But I think Bob went to him and had a conversation with him and told him, look, this fight could be bigger than what this rematch is if we do this.
True.
And I think Tyson Fury took the guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to trust Bob Arum.
Yeah.
But this is what,
which I would
to move over, like you said, to the open discussion part.
Yeah.
Bob Arum has a way of manipulating the audience. Just like when he was saying, like, oh, don't buy PBC fights if Errol Spence doesn't fight Terrence Crawford.
Right.
Like, what sense would that make?
It doesn't
like,
make any sense at all.
I want you to buy all their fights because I want you to see just how good Errol Spence is. Because I want you to pay for this fight when Spence fights Crawford. I want you to see how good Spence is.
He did the same thing with Don King, and if Al Heyman was a white man, I don't think he says don't watch this fight.
Well, see, the one thing I noticed about Al Heyman is I think after dealing with Bob Arum while with Floyd, I think he's had a chance to know his tactics. And like I told y'all, he built Manny Pacquiao off the back of Floyd Mayweather. Every time Manny Pacquiao fought, at the end of the fight, it was, this is the guy that's gonna beat Pacquiao. Gonna beat Mayweather. Everything that he did, he made it about Mayweather. And that's what drew people into watching Manny Pacquiao. Now, like Tony said, the De La Hoya fight flew him into the stratosphere, but that fight was already being built before he fought De La Hoya.
Right.
Same thing. Bob Arum is using Tank Davis to build Lomachenko. Everything they talk about is Tank Davis. How many other titleists are at 135?
But he getting ready to unify right now.
And
he talking Tank Davis, but he getting ready to unify.
And that's my point. It's the lead up. Yeah. Because then when he fights Tank Davis, the fight gonna be out in the strap.
Fights Tank Davis.
That fight ain't
but how come I haven't heard nobody mention Devin Haney?
Because that's somebody that's possibly could beat him. I think Teofimo Lopez possibly could beat him. You don't hit him. Why? And this is my thing. Why aren't you calling out Teofimo Lopez?
Because he's getting ready to get the belts. Look, if he getting ready,
Teofimo Lopez about to fight Richard Comey. You know Richard Comey fought Friday.
Yeah.
He beat Ray Beltran. Teofimo Lopez jumped in the ring. That fight is supposed to be next.
Okay.
So if he beats Comey, he gonna have an IBF belt.
Then they're gonna fight.
And I want to see if Lomachenko gonna have the same energy. I'ma just want to see it.
No,
I'm gonna want to see if he's still calling out Tank Davis, somebody that's a weight class below him, or if he calling out somebody that's in his weight class with the belt.
A belt. Exactly.
That's what I want to see.
The only thing that is look, Teofimo Lopez has said it himself. He said it doesn't benefit, like you say.
It don't benefit him to fight him right now.
It doesn't benefit for him to fight me right now. I need to get a belt.
So now watch this.
And once he gets the belt, if you are right, and Lomachenko, because he's about to get another belt, and Teofimo Lopez get that IBF strap, and he comes out and he talk about Tank Davis, and not saying Lopez. Yeah, Lopez.
Teofimo.
Teofimo. Then, like I said, if you smooth on the top and you're pedaling like hell in the bottom, it's a duck.
Now watch this. Watch this. He's saying Teofimo needs to get a belt, right?
Yeah.
What does he gain from Tank Davis? Not a belt.
Yeah, because he
not a belt.
Weight class.
No. He gonna have to go down and fight Tank if he want the belt.
But he already had a belt. He already had that belt.
Yeah,
he's already had that belt.
Yeah.
So what does fighting Tank Davis do for you? If Teofimo Lopez needs a belt for you to fight him, then
but Tank Davis is a bigger name, man. Come on.
So that proves my point that he's chasing the popularity.
No, I'm not saying that you were wrong about that. I'm just saying, look, you can be chasing the popularity, and I can see the fact that that's what Bob Arum does. He name drops. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people name drop.
Clout chasers.
We call exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Clout chasers, as like you said, a lot of people clout chase. You know what I'm saying? But just like when Earl Spence wasn't a thing.
Yeah,
Keith
no.
Thurman was the man. Everybody was calling out Keith Thurman
Right.
because it's a name drop. Y'all don't care about Earl Spence, even though Earl Spence, like you said, passed the eye test, and Earl Spence beating everybody ass that he get in the ring with. You know what I'm saying? No, we ain't looking over there at him. Even though his name rising up, we ain't getting over there. Earl Spence said it himself at the fight. They showed him an interview. He said, "Well, why you think Sean?" He said,
Why you think Sean Porter want to fight me now? Because I'm the money man.
Because I'm the money man. Because they said, "Well, why?" He said, well, y'all be faking. He was talking. I don't know who he was talking to, but he said, y'all be faking. Y'all didn't put up the videos like last year when he said he ain't even want to fight me,
right.
and all that. But y'all talking about now, and they said, well, why you think he want to fight you now? Because he want to get paid. I'm the money man.
But so, I remember that video when him and his father was. I can't remember whose gym they was in. I can't remember what video it was. But they was asking him about Earl Spence, and this was before Sean Porter beat Danny Garcia, and he was like, well, I'm Earl Spence is not on my radar right now. I'm in the rankings. I'm the mandatory for the WBC. So we're gonna see what Keith Thurman gonna do when he come back. And the interviewer was like, yeah, but he has a belt. He was like, yeah, but his excuse was when he was the IBF champion and he lost to Kell Brook, they dropped him out of the rankings completely. Which I don't understand why they did it, because you shouldn't get dropped out of the top 15 from losing to. I think Kell Brook was his number one, was the mandatory. So you should still be within the top 5 at least. Most people, Anthony Joshua lost, he's still top 4? And that's only because he lost to somebody that wasn't in the top 3.
Right.
But so I mean, I kind of get it. He didn't want to fight for the IBF belt. He felt they did him wrong. But my thing is, you're about to fight for it now.
Yeah.
So I don't like, why is that now if he say I'm gonna fight Earl Spence, but I don't want that belt if I win, then cool, I get it. But now you're going to accept the belt. So now they don't make sense. You know what I'm saying?
He said he wanted Keith Thurman, and like I said, or he did mention about Danny Garcia too. You fight Danny, I'll fight Danny Garcia. But Earl Spence was not in his plans.
If Sean Porter was to win that belt, get that belt off of Earl Spence, he becomes the A side. I can't see how he does.
The A side as far as what though? See, I think people get the A side confused.
I see, and that's putting stock in champions, and that's
not today's standard.
And not only that, the A side is based on who bring the money.
Right.
And
so
Sean
just like
Porter can win,
and still be the B side.
Still be the B side. Because like Earl Smith said, he
can't sell out a family cookout.
He got problems selling, man. I'm just gonna say he got problems selling, man. I'm not going with
he can't sell out a family
cookout.
cookout.
I think the man can sell out his family cookout. Man. I really do believe that. Sean, I think you can sell out your family.
Sell out some ribs and stuff, huh?
Yeah.
But the thing is, check this out. If when they fight, if it's a close fight, the decision is already handed out to Earl Spence.
I don't think so. I think
Why don't you?
Because it depends on it. The reason why I say that is because Danny Garcia is a more popular fighter than Sean Porter, and the decision didn't go his way.
That's true.
So I don't now.
But did Danny Garcia have a belt when they fought, or they were fighting for the belt?
They was fighting for the belt, but Danny Garcia is still a more popular fighter than Sean Porter.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't see it. I don't see that on the PBC side of things. Even the Tony Harrison and Jermall Charlo, that was a close fight, and it went Harrison's way. Yeah. I don't see that in the PBC. I see that a lot more with Matchroom, with Top Rank.
Right.
If it's a real close fight, the 9 times out of 10, Canelo gonna get the nod. 9 times out of 10, Triple G gonna get the nod, like with Danny Jacobs. I thought Danny Jacobs won that fight, the fight with Triple G.
Oh yeah, I think.
And they gave it to Triple G, but I also felt like they didn't want to mess up the money with Canelo. I think it was a close enough fight that it could have went either way. I'm not crying robbery. I thought Danny Jacobs did enough to win. It was close though.
It was close. Because like you said, how much do you count? You count jabs, man.
Right. And
back in the day, we used to count that. That's points scored,
right.
man. It's and Triple G's jab is
one of the best in the world.
Best and effective as hell. You know what I'm saying? His timing on it.
Right.
It ain't fast, but his timing on it.
And that's one of the reasons why I want to see him fight Charlo. Because it'll be a battle of 2 of the best jabs in the business. And not only that, they're around the same height and size. Charlo looked like a giant compared to your boy last night.
Triple G ain't 6 feet though. I think
he's 5'11", so it's only
is he 5'11"?
Yeah, it's only
I thought he was like 5'10".
Yeah, but as we've said, Triple G is at the twilight. I'm not gonna sit here and say Triple G wouldn't afford him 8, 10 years ago.
But we're talking about a 38-year-old man who just wants to bow out and make the most money that he can, bowing out. He's at the end. He's at his end game. So,
but I don't think he should get rewarded. Look, he already fought like Canelo has been saying. Now, see, we hear everything about Canelo. What Canelo has said, he said he wants to unify the 160. That's what he said. Now, like I said, he said he does not want to fight Triple G unless Triple G gets a belt. That's what he said. And then he also gave him another way. Like I said, he told him go get the belt from fight Andre, and we can, go get the belt.
What he was saying was your fight against Steve Rose or whatever his name was should have been against Demetrius Andre. That way we could have unified the whole division and had the biggest fight possible in September.
But then look, he didn't want to take that fight. He gave him another angle. Fight Jermall Charlo.
Well, he didn't give him that angle. The WBC gave him that.
That's right.
The WBC mandated that.
That would have been the fight for that WBC belt last night.
No, initially, after Triple G lost to Canelo had a WBC belt.
Yeah.
So it would have been for the mandatory spot to fight Canelo. But he didn't want to fight Charlo.
Yeah.
But another thing I see in that is
because
he's trying to weasel his way back in.
He's trying to weasel his way back in without fighting any stiff competition.
Right.
But the other thing,
mess him up,
for De La Hoya and Canelo to say go fight these two guys, I think they want to weaken those two guys or see something about those. I mean, because you got tape anyway. But to use Triple G to beat one of those guys, to lower their profile.
I see it that way. You saying that you think they're doing that because Canelo don't want to fight this person or don't want to fight that person, so they want Triple G to fight him.
You know what?
But the thing is, if Triple G fights him and beats him, this is what I think Canelo's trying to do. I think he's trying to narrow the pot so that he can fight whoever's left and then move up. I don't think Canelo's plan is to stay at 160 and reign at 160. I think Canelo wants to do what Mikey Garcia tried to do as far as, it's a big fight at 135, I'll jump down to 135 and fight. It's a big fight at 140, I'll jump here and fight. It's a big fight at 147. I think that's what Canelo's more focused on. I don't think he's focused on trying to dominate a division like Hagler. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but check this out. If also, in a way, if one of them was to get Triple G and they beat him,
right,
that also builds their profile for the Canelo fight.
And see, that's what I was going to angle because I thought you was hinting that you thought that Canelo was trying to get Triple G to fight one of those guys so that he didn't have to fight him. I think Canelo was looking at it as a win-win situation. If Canelo fights Charlo and Charlo beats, if Golovkin fights Charlo and Charlo beats Golovkin, then he has that name recognition there.
Yeah.
If Triple G fights Charlo and beats Charlo, then Triple G looks like, oh shit, when he beat Charlo, it makes the fight bigger regardless.
Yeah.
Same thing with Andre.
Then people would start clamoring for a third fight. Then Canelo just can't brush your ass off. Look, we done fought twice.
Right.
To Canelo, I done beat you twice.
And not only that, Canelo is fighting Danny Jacobs. So I'm not going to be going to war with Danny Jacobs type fighters and Charlo type fighters or these type of fighters, and you fighting Vanis Martirosyan and Steve Rose and conserving yourself.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm going through wars or what could possibly be wars, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people thought him and Danny Jacobs the fight was going to be a lot tougher for him than it was.
Right.
I happen to think Canelo's the best fighter in the world. Pound for pound. I mean, Terrence Crawford, don't get me wrong, but the resume that Canelo has, it's not many people that can have a claim to it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Terrence Crawford unified at a division, but who can we really say that he fought?
He fought who was there.
I get it, but just like Charlo's fighting who's there, but he don't have the name recognition.
Yeah, what you mean Charlo fighting who's there?
Charlo's fighting who's in front of him.
No, but I'm talking about all the champions. He got all the belts.
Right, but it's only one person that has all the belts in the middleweight division. Before Charlo got a belt, it was only Canelo and Andre.
Yeah.
But for Bud, he fought Postal. He fought.
Canelo had no. We're not debating whether Canelo has a better resume because he does. He has one of the best resumes in boxing.
Between him, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia.
Whether you like him, love him, or hate him, he has one of the best resumes in boxing. Period. I mean, that's undisputed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't dispute that.
I don't know, man. I have, like I said, I think Canelo beats all those guys.
I mean, you think about it. With Wilder's last 2 fights, who can you put Anthony Joshua in the ring with? You know, because they always talked about Anthony Joshua had so many great fighters and Deontay Wilder. But who can you put him in the ring that was better than Tyson Fury
Or Luis Ortiz. I think Luis Ortiz beats Klitschko. The Klitschko that Joshua fights.
I agree.
I think
that was a younger Luis Ortiz.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think that Klitschko beat. I'm sorry. I think that Luis Ortiz beats the Klitschko that Anthony Joshua beat.
Yeah.
And I don't think he gets knocked down.
Yeah. And that's what they always used to bring him back, the Klitschko fight.
Mm-hmm.
But this was a Klitschko who was coming off of a loss in a 2-year layoff.
Right. To Tyson Fury.
Yep.
And
gave you Anthony Joshua really now it's all coming, it came out,
But to my credit, I've been saying it.
He was 42 when he fought. I mean, Klitschko was 42 as well. Wasn't
40, 42, something like that.
Somewhere. He was 40 something.
Yeah, he was 40 something, and he was coming off of a loss, and he gave Anthony Joshua his toughest fight.
Well, let me ask you this, because we all say that Anthony Joshua was a fighter that belts were given to, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Not really given to. He won
collected
them.
But
he collected belts
that
was
left out there.
That was left out there by Tyson Fury.
He just went and got him.
But shit, I think we done went over time, y'all. We got to get out of here, man. We've been in here for an hour and 25 minutes, man. But guys, like, comment, share, subscribe. We will be back every Monday. We actually record on Sundays. We will be back every Monday with new episodes. Once again, this was episode 1 of Batman Boxing Talk. And we out, man.